Hey there, this is Alex over at DuraLabel, and in this video I'm going to be going over a basic overview of our chemical module. If you are needing something a little more advanced where we're following along with an SDS sheet, we'll have that video available as well below in the link. Feel free to follow that. But for something a little more simple, go ahead and continue watching this one. In order to begin, the first thing that we do want to do is actually open up the chemical module. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to select on chemical. Once this is open, it's going to present us with an option to select our authority type. For this example, we're going to be selecting the US/OSHA HAZCOM option. If you are using the GHS tape, though, this is going to be a good time to make that choice. We can always change this later. I'll show you that process as soon as we're on to the next step, but for now, I'm going to leave it as this HAZCOM option and select OK. Once we're in the template itself, like I mentioned earlier, we can still change it back if we do need to. In order to do that, you'll find the flag in the top left-hand corner like so, and then you'll just want to select the appropriate option from the list below. When selecting a different choice, you will notice that the template itself will change on the fly, so that'll give you a good indication if you may be on the right one or not, just in case. For our purposes, though, I'm going to select the HAZCOM again, so I'll make that change, and we'll be back to where we can work on this. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a quicker overview of the module itself. For something more advanced where we get into the details of it, go ahead and click the link below. For now, though, we're just going to use our search bar up top where I'm going to look for a chemical. In this example, I'm going to be typing in chlorine. Hit enter, and we'll see that this pops up in our records. You may have noticed as I was typing that in that it was giving some other suggestions of other chemicals just based on the spelling and where I was at in typing in chlorine. You'll also notice that currently we're searching by product name. If you do have other things available, such as the UN number, CAS number, or EC number, you can select that as well and search via those numbers. Next, I'm going to be going over some edit options on the right-hand side by clicking on this pencil icon. This will help if there are some minor changes that still might be needed to the label itself. With the edit menu now open, this is where we can edit the chemical name as well as the numbers if we do need to make any of those changes based on the SDS sheet. For this, though, we're going to leave those as is, but they are still fully editable, so those changes can be made if that is something you need. Next, if there's any supplemental information that you want to include, you can type that in as well. It'll appear above this bottom option for the Consult SDS for additional information on hazards message. As for the hazard symbols themselves, you can see the 4 that are currently selected. If any need to be added or removed, those are something you can change as well. Deselect them as needed or add them in. If you need to add any additional hazard statements or precautionary statements, that can be done as well. The process for both is going to be similar. I'll click on hazard statements first. We would select the one that we need and then click add statement. We can also use the search feature to search for them. By standards, these should be word for word to match the SDS sheets, so you should just need to start typing in to match those, and you'll see the option below. Once you have anything added, click OK. They'll appear on the label as you've made those changes. With precautionary statements, like I mentioned, they do work virtually the same. If you do want to, though, one big difference with it is you do have the ability to create statements as well. With that clicked, you'll see your statement down below. You can type in what's necessary and have that added into it as well. I'm going to remove the statement just to make sure I don't have that added in here. And like the hazard statements, I'll click OK so that any changes that have been made do get updated on the template. The main thing that you will still want to change if you are just using our chemical records is going to be the supplier information. In order to make any changes to actually include a supplier, click on the pencil option down in supplier. Go ahead and click new. This will open up a blank template for you where you can enter in the appropriate information. Once you are done, click on save. That'll then save it to saved suppliers and then close it and select the appropriate choice that's now added. Once that's been done, we're almost ready to print. There is a few other things that I would like to make adjustments on just due to the printer I'm currently printing to. I'm printing to a Toro Max that's going to require a pre-printed supply that already has these red diamonds included. If you are using a Kodiak Max for this, you may have black and red ribbon already loaded, in which case you should already be ready to print. You may need to make some sizing changes to the template itself, which I'll be getting into as well. But for now, I'm going to make some changes for the Toro Max by clicking on our settings option here. Like I mentioned with the Kodiak Max, if you are printing larger chemical labels, you'll go into this label size option and select the appropriate option from the list. You'll still get a preview of what that's going to look once you've made that change to the size, but I am going to be using this 3x4.5, so I'm going to leave this as is for now. The one thing that I do want to do though with the Toro Max is make sure that print diamond borders is not selected. By default, sometimes this is going to be a selected option when you're using the Toro Max, so just make sure you have this unselected, that way you don't print black diamonds as well over the red diamonds. If you are using the Kodiak Max though, you'll want to make sure that that option is turned on, that way you do print those red diamonds where they'll need to be. Now that we've made those changes, all we need to do is go down to our print menu and print this off. Hopefully you were able to learn a few quick tips on how to use the chemical module. If you do need a little more, or you are going to be working from an SDS sheet to create your own labels, go ahead and, like I mentioned earlier, click on the link down below where we'll be going over a more in-depth version of this tutorial. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for watching. For further assistance, visit our website and contact our team for your free lifetime support.